It's 3 a.m. You're still awake, replaying that conversation from yesterday or even last week, creating arguments with people who aren't even there, building worst-case scenarios that will never happen. Your mind is a courtroom where you're simultaneously the prosecutor, defendant, and judge, and somehow you always lose. Sound familiar? You're not crazy. You're an overthinker. And that voice in your head that won't shut up, it's turned you into a prisoner in your own mind. Here's what nobody tells you about overthinking. It's not a personality trait. It's not just how you are. It's a mental addiction that's literally rewiring your brain for misery. Every spiral, every loop, every 3 a.m. panic session is strengthening neural pathways that make tomorrow's overthinking even worse. You're not just thinking too much. You're training your brain to torture you. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire during plague, war, and betrayal. You think he didn't have reasons to overthink, yet he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Today, I'm going to show you the exact Stoic techniques that can break the overthinking cycle in less than 60 seconds. Not meditation apps, not breathing exercises. Battle-tested mental tools that turn your biggest weakness into unshakable clarity. Ready to escape your mental prison? Let's break you out. Chapter 1. The Thought Audit. Exposing the lies. Your brain produces 60,000 thoughts per day. And here's the shocking part. 95% of them are the same thoughts you had yesterday. You're not overthinking. You're running mental reruns. The same worries, fears, and scenarios on an endless loop. You're Netflix for anxiety, and you're binge-watching the same terrible show. But here's what the Stoics knew. Thoughts aren't facts. They're just mental events, like clouds passing through the sky. The problem isn't that you have anxious thoughts. It's that you believe them. You treat every mental story like gospel truth when most of them are complete fiction. Try this right now. Write down the thought that's been haunting you. Now ask, is this actually true, or is it a story I'm telling myself? Then ask, what evidence do I have that this is real? You'll discover something shocking. Most of your overthinking is based on zero evidence. You're suffering from imagination, not reality. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." He wasn't being poetic. He was being practical. Your overthinking brain is creating problems that don't exist, then solving them badly, then creating new problems from those solutions. It's insanity disguised as preparation. Comment the one thought that's been looping in your head this week. Watch how many people are fighting the exact same mental phantoms. You're not alone in this prison. Chapter 2. The Present Anchor. Why your mind hates the present moment. Your overthinking mind lives in two places. The past, regret, rumination, resentment, and the future, anxiety, worry, catastrophizing. Know where it never lives? Right now, this moment. Because the present moment is the only place where problems can actually be solved. Marcus Aurelius discovered this while managing an empire in crisis. Confine yourself to the present. Not because the future doesn't matter, but because the future is created by present actions, not future worries. Every minute you spend overthinking is a minute you're not actually doing anything. Here's the neuroscience. Overthinking activates the default mode network, DMN, in your brain, the part responsible for self-referential thinking and time travel. The more you overthink, the stronger this network becomes. You're literally building a time machine in your head that only travels to pain. The Stoics had a solution to this. When you catch yourself spiraling, ask, what can I actually do right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. If there's an action, take it. If there's not, You have permission to let it go. This isn't avoiding problems. It's focusing your energy where it actually matters. I want you to try this. Set a timer for 60 seconds. For that minute, focus only on what you can see, hear, and feel right now. No past, no future, just immediate reality. Notice how your overthinking literally cannot exist in the present. That's your escape route. Chapter 3. The worst case liberation. Making friends with your fears. Overthinkers are professional catastrophizers. You can turn a text message into a relationship crisis, a work email into unemployment, a headache into a terminal illness. Your brain is Stephen King, and you're living in all the horror stories simultaneously. But the Stoics had a counterintuitive solution. Instead of avoiding worst-case scenarios, complete them. Don't stop at, what if I fail? Go all the way. I fail. Then what? I'm embarrassed. Then what? People judge me. Then what? I learn and try again. Then what? Keep going until you reach the end. Here's what you'll discover. Even your worst-case scenario is survivable. You've already survived 100% of your worst days. You're undefeated. Yet your overthinking brain treats every potential problem like death, when most of them are just inconveniences wearing scary masks. Epictetus, who was literally a slave, said, "When I see an anxious person, I ask myself, what do they want?" For if a person wasn't wanting something outside of their own control, why would they be anxious? Your overthinking is just your brain trying to control the uncontrollable through mental rehearsal. It doesn't work. Write down your biggest fear right now. Then write, if this happens, I will survive, and here's how. Be specific. Make a plan. Once you've faced the worst case and made peace with it, your brain has nothing left to overthink. Chapter 4. The decision timer. Breaking the paralysis by analysis. Overthinkers can spend 3 hours deciding what to have for lunch, 3 days choosing an outfit, 3 months contemplating a decision that should take 3 minutes. You're not being thorough, you're being paralyzed. And every minute you spend overthinking is a minute you're not living. The Stoics had a simple rule: make decisions based on virtue, what's right, and wisdom, what's practical. Then act. Not perfect decisions, not guaranteed success decisions, just decisions aligned with your values. Then move forward and adjust as needed. Here's your new framework. Small decisions get 5 minutes. Medium decisions get 5 hours. Life-changing decisions get 5 days. After that, you must choose. Not choosing is still a choice. It's choosing to stay stuck, and that's always the wrong choice. The psychology behind this: your brain treats every decision like it's irreversible. But 99% of decisions can be changed, adjusted, or undone. You're not choosing a life sentence. You're choosing a next step. That's it. The overthinker's brain has forgotten that life is an experiment, not an exam. Set a timer right now for a decision you've been avoiding. When it goes off, choose. Even if you choose wrong, you'll learn something. Even if you fail, you'll grow. Movement beats meditation every single time. Chapter 5. The story Separator. Fact versus fiction. In your head. Your overthinking brain is a master storyteller. Someone doesn't text back. They hate you. Boss wants to talk. You're fired. Partner seems quiet. Relationship's over. You're not living in reality. You're living in a Netflix drama that only exists in your head. Marcus Aurelius had a technique. Strip away the story and see only facts, not interpretations, not assumptions, not projections, just observable reality. They didn't text back becomes just that, not they hate me. Boss wants to talk is just a meeting request, not unemployment. Here's the practice. When overthinking starts, write down the facts, only what you can prove in court. Then separately, write down your story about those facts. See the gap. That gap is where all your suffering lives. You're not upset about what happened. You're upset about what you think it means. The brutal truth: 90% of your overthinking is just you arguing with stories you created about situations that haven't happened based on evidence that doesn't exist. You're shadowboxing with ghosts while real life passes you by. Here is another challenge for you. Next time you catch yourself spiraling, say out loud, "That's a story, not a fact." Then state only the facts. Watch how much less threatening reality becomes when you remove the fiction. Chapter 6. The Action Antidote. Overthinking is like mental masturbation. It feels productive, but produces nothing. You're confusing motion with progress, activity with accomplishment. Your brain tricks you into thinking that worrying about a problem is the same as solving it. It's not. It's the opposite. The Stoics believed in the statement premeditatio malorum, imagining setbacks, but only as preparation for action, not as a substitute for it. They'd think and then act upon it. Overthinkers just think, and then think some more. All processor, but no output. Here's the biological truth. Physical movement literally disrupts overthinking patterns. Your brain can't maintain complex worry loops while managing physical activity. That's why your best ideas come in the shower, on walks, during workouts. Movement breaks the mental prison. So you might wonder, how do I apply this? When overthinking starts, move. Do 20 push-ups. Take a 5-minute walk. Clean something. Organize something. Create something. Your brain needs to see progress in the physical world, not just imagine it in the mental world. Right now, identify one action you can take about something you've been overthinking. Not the perfect action, not the complete solution. Just one step, then take it. Today. Comment what action you're taking. Let's turn overthinking into doing. Chapter 7. The Uncertainty Practice. Making peace with not knowing. Overthinkers are allergic to uncertainty. You need to know how things will turn out, what people think, what might happen. This need for certainty in an uncertain world is what drives your mental loops. You're trying to think your way to guarantees that don't exist. Epictetus taught, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. This isn't resignation, it's liberation. When you accept uncertainty, you stop wasting energy trying to predict the unpredictable. Here's what your overthinking brain doesn't understand. Uncertainty is where life happens. Every adventure, discovery, and breakthrough comes from not knowing. Your need for certainty isn't keeping you safe, it's keeping you stuck. If this sounds familiar, I want you to practice this. Once a day, say, "I don't know," about something without immediately trying to figure it out. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what they think. I don't know if this will work. Then add, and that's okay. Feel that discomfort. That's growth. Make friends with uncertainty. It's not your enemy. It's reality. The overthinking mind treats uncertainty like danger when it's actually possibility. Every "I don't know" is an invitation to find out through experience, not exhausting mental simulation. Chapter 8. The Values Filter. Your internal navigation system. Here's why your mind feels like a browser with 47 tabs open. You're trying to process every decision without a filtering system. Most overthinking happens because you don't know what actually matters to you. Without clear values, every choice becomes a philosophical crisis. Should you take that job, end that relationship, move to a new city? Without values as your guide, you're navigating life blindfolded. The ancient Stoics understood this perfectly. They didn't overthink because they had crystal clear values: wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Marcus Aurelius, who was once the most powerful man in the world, filtered every imperial decision through these 4 principles. Does this action make me wiser, more just, more courageous, more balanced? If yes, he proceeded. If no, he declined. No mental committee meetings, no spiraling analysis, just clarity in action. Think about how different your life would be with that level of decision-making clarity. Instead of spending weeks agonizing over choices, you'd have an internal navigation system that immediately points you toward what matters most. Here's your assignment. Define your top 3 values right now. Not what sounds impressive on LinkedIn, not what your parents programmed into you. What actually drives your decisions when you're being completely honest with yourself? Maybe it's growth, connection, and creativity. Perhaps it's freedom, impact, and integrity. Whatever they are, make them specific enough to actually use as decision-making tools. Now here's where the magic happens. Run every overthinking spiral through your values filter. That endless loop about whether someone likes you. Ask yourself, will continuing to worry about this make me more aligned with my core values? The answer is almost always no. That obsessive planning for scenarios that may never happen. Does this mental gymnastics serve my values? Rarely. Overthinking is like junk food for your mind. It feels productive because your brain is busy, but it leaves you mentally malnourished and emotionally drained. Values-based thinking, on the other hand, is like a perfectly balanced meal. It energizes you and moves you forward. When you have clear values, decisions that once felt impossibly complex become surprisingly simple. That job offer that's been keeping you up at night. If it aligns with your values, you take it. If it doesn't, you decline. That relationship that feels confusing. Values clarify whether it's worth your investment or not. This isn't about becoming robotic or ignoring your emotions. It's about giving your emotions a framework that serves your long-term well-being rather than your short-term anxieties. Chapter 9. The Evening Discharge. Emptying your mental space. Your overthinking brain is like a computer with 500 browser tabs open. No wonder it's slow, glitchy, and overheating. You never close the tabs. You just keep opening new ones, wondering why your mental performance is suffering. Seneca had an evening practice. Review the day, acknowledge what happened, learn what you can, then release it. Not ruminate on it, not replay it endlessly. Process and discharge, like emptying your mental trash before bed. Here's your new protocol. Every night, write for 10 minutes. Stream of consciousness. Everything in your head goes on paper. Don't edit, don't judge, just dump. Then close the notebook. Those thoughts are now outside your head. They exist on paper, not in your mental loops. The neuroscience is clear on this. Writing engages different brain regions than thinking. It literally moves thoughts from internal to external processing. You're not just thinking about your thoughts, you're physically relocating them. It's mental decluttering that actually works. Try this for 1 week. Every night, 10 minutes, brain dump. Watch how much better you sleep. Watch how much clearer you think. Watch how the same thoughts stop haunting you once they're imprisoned on paper instead of in your head. The final chapter, number 10. The Memento, Mori perspective. Here is a harsh reality. You're going to die. Maybe in 50 years. Maybe 20. Maybe tomorrow. And on your deathbed, you know what you won't think. I wish I'd spent more time overthinking. You won't regret the chances you took. You'll regret the time you wasted worrying about taking them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." Your overthinking isn't protecting you from death. It's preventing you from life. Every hour you spend in mental loops is an hour you're not actually living. Calculate this. If you spend 2 hours a day overthinking, conservative estimate, that's 730 hours a year. That's 30 full days, a whole month of your life, gone. Not to meaningful thought or problem solving, to mental wheel spinning that produces nothing but suffering. The Stoics practiced Memento Mori, remembering death, not to be morbid, but to be urgent. When you remember your time is limited, you stop wasting it on mental theater. You stop rehearsing conversations that will never happen. You stop solving problems that don't exist. Ask yourself, if I had 1 year to live, would I spend today overthinking this? The answer is always no. So why are you doing it with the years you hopefully have? Your overthinking is stealing your life one anxious thought at a time. Here's the truth. Your overthinking isn't making you smarter, safer, or more prepared. It's making you anxious, exhausted, and stuck. It's a mental prison you've built thought by thought, and you're both the prisoner and the guard. But here's the beautiful part. You can walk out any time. The door isn't locked. It never was. The Stoics discovered this 2,000 years ago, and now you know it too. The key isn't thinking better thoughts. It's thinking less and doing more. Starting right now, not tomorrow, not Monday, now. Implement one technique from this video. Just one. The thought audit. The present anchor. The action antidote. Pick the one that scares you because that's probably the one you need most. Comment below. What's the one overthinking pattern you're ready to break? Be specific. Call it out publicly. Because acknowledging it is the first step to defeating it. If this video gave you tools to escape your mental prison, consider subscribing. Next video we cover the Stoic art of emotional mastery. Feel everything, be controlled by nothing. If you're tired of your thoughts controlling you, you will want to watch that video. Remember, your mind is a powerful servant but a terrible master. Every overthinking loop is a choice to give your power away to imaginary problems. Every spiral is a decision to live in fiction instead of fact. Every moment of rumination is a moment of life you'll never get back. The Stoics didn't overthink. They thought clearly, decided quickly, and acted boldly. They lived in reality, not in their heads. They solved actual problems, not imaginary ones. And now you have their tools. Your overthinking ends when you decide it ends. That decision can be now, and it will be now. If you're serious about freedom, stop thinking about life and start living it. The world needs your actions, not your anxieties. Your contributions, not your concerns. Your presence, not your projections. Welcome to mental freedom. It's quieter here, clearer, calmer, and it's been waiting for you all along.